Good morning. This is Around the House with Kay and Tom. I'm going to make some cheesecake this morning. And it's a very simple, just a plain cheesecake. Alright, we're going to use 2 cans of crescent rolls. We're going to use 2 packs of cream cheese at room temperature. 1.5 cups of sugar. 1 teaspoonful of vanilla. 1 teaspoonful of cinnamon, and 1 stick of butter. What I'm first going to do is I am going to spray my bowl. I've got a 9x13 Pyrex dish. I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of Pam. We will set the oven for 350. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray lightly with Pam. I've heard some people say you do not need to do this, but I just always think it's a little bit better. And we'll get the crescent rolls started. I know it says to press a spoon at the seam, but I have found out that if you press a knife real gently at that seam, it doesn't seem to sort of pop at you. So what we do is we're going to take this, we're going to unroll it, and we're going to spread it in this bowl, this Pyrex dish, and try to sort of where your crescent rolls are, you know, split a little bit, sort of pinch it up so it will stay together, and then sort of mash it to the sides of the Pyrex dish or whatever dish you are using. Everything looks good. Now, so it's all in the bowl. We'll just set that aside for just a second. And we are now going to add, we don't need this half a second, so we're going to add the cream cheese. I set my cream cheese out earlier, and it should be good and soft by now. I guess I'll get another phone call from my sister and say, you know, you're supposed to have all of this stuff unwrapped, ready to roll when you start doing your video. Which is probably true. But if I did that, y'all would not have the joy of seeing me undo all of this lovely stuff. Okay, there's one of them. We'll go ahead and make sure I get it all on there. And we'll get the other one in there right quick. I hope y'all are having a good day today. It's getting ready to rain here, so I wanted to get this done before it rained. Or before I don't mind the rain, I like the rain. But we have such thunderstorms associated with our rain a lot of time. There we go. We need a cup of sugar mixed in with cream cheese. So always get to leave a half a cup of it to put on the top. Need just a little bit more. There we go, half a cup. And it says to mix it with a hand mix. And we're ready to mix this thing. Okie dokie. And let's see what we've got here. Just want to make sure that everything's mixed in at the bottom. Very good. So we're going to take our pie crust that we have, not pie crust, I'm sorry, crescent rolls that we have done, and all you do is you take it and you spread it across the bottom of this crescent roll. I really appreciate y'all watching my channel, Around the House with Kay and Tom. And I hope you will subscribe. I thank you for your comments. I try to answer all the comments that I can. So we're just going to take this and we're just going to spread it all around this. I'm not one of those that likes raw dough, but it looks good enough to eat right now. Here I go again with my handy dandy spoon. And I have so many spoon sets that Tom purchased, but I still go back for that one spoon. Okay, I think that's evenly spread. Make sure I get all of it. If you have any suggestions that you would like for me to make and show you how I would do it, just send me an email or at kayandtom@live.com, and I will be glad to answer it. Well, I didn't have to do nothing to that one, did I? And we're going to take this one out. And we're going to do the same thing with this one as we did the other. You know, everything you make doesn't have to be perfect. It's always more fun to sometimes to make a mess of things and then try to figure out how you are going to fix it. Like I just did this part. I got this a double layer under here. Let's get this out. And let's just turn it over. I hope you have better luck rolling out your second one than I've had on this one, but that's just the way it is. And I'm going to just sort of pinch together these little seams right here. I remember my mom making her own pie shells, and she'd go around the edge, and that's what she'd say. Okay, you need to pinch that. You need to pinch that. So I'm telling everybody to pinch that. There you go. Now the next thing we do is we sprinkle the sugar and the cinnamon, and we put it in an oven at 350. Oh, I am wrong. I am wrong. The next thing you do, you have to melt your butter and put on it, and then put your cinnamon and sugar on it. So let me melt the butter. Okay, I've now got my stick of butter melted, and I'm just going to spread that over this top of this crescent rolls. I did go add a teaspoonful of vanilla flavoring to the cream cheese, and then I found out that I had the camera cut off, so that didn't do you any good, but I was too far gone already to back up and redo that again. My sister, she's always telling me, she said, well, why don't you just remake it? Just remake it. And I tell her, I said, sometimes you can't just remake things. You have to make do with what you have done. And we shall see. I think it's going to turn out real good. There's your stick of butter. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to take your cinnamon and your sugar, half a cup of sugar and your cinnamon, and we're going to sprinkle it on top. So it's only a teaspoonful of cinnamon. So let's get that added in here. Well, I didn't think that spoon would go down in the jar, but it did. Okay, a teaspoonful of cinnamon. And I'm just going to stir this up just a little bit before I sprinkle it. So the sugar and the cinnamon are all mixed together. Makes such a pretty color. I have a very small strainer somewhere, but I could not find it this morning. And I was thinking I could use this one, but I don't know whether I can or not. So I'm just going to do it like this. Old-fashioned way again. I really didn't think that a half a cup of sugar on top would be enough, but I see that it sure is. Make sure you get it in the corners. And after this, we're going to put it in the oven and bake it for 30 minutes. My two sons are visiting me from North Carolina. And we're going to see how they like Mama's cheesecake. I just wanted to get a little bit of that butter on top of that sugar right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the oven and I'm going to bake it for 30 minutes. Okay, my timer has just gone off, so I'm going to get it out of the oven and we shall see what it looks like. Hold on one second. A pretty, pretty dish. It really is. I think we need to let it cool just a little bit because it's still bubbling, and then we'll cut into it and we'll give it a taste. Because since I am having company, I wouldn't want them to come and it be something other that's not very good. And again, this is Around the House with Kay and Tom. I hope you subscribe to my channel and will send me comments, ask me something to bake, and let me fix you up something. And we'll be back just as soon as this cools. Okay, I am pretty sure I'm supposed to get this cold before I do anything, but I wanted to do it before I put it in the refrigerator. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just cut out a little bitty piece right here in this corner. And we are just going to see what this looks like. Still hot. This is what the cheesecake looks like. There's the inside of it. Let me lift this up for you. And this is the way the finished product looks. And again, this is Around the House with Kay and Tom. Please subscribe to my channel. And I hope you'll come back and see me again and send me your comments. Have a very good day. I will talk with you later.